Hey, I'm Munira, a consultant by profession, but a storyteller at heart. This is Munira's Musings, a place to talk about real stories, the thoughts we carry, the questions we ask, and the moments that have shaped who we are. If you're looking for honest conversations, small sparks, insight, inspiration, and ideas, then you're in the right place. Let's talk, let's grow, let's begin. Good morning, everybody. Greetings from Chicagoland. How is everybody? Welcome to another episode of Munira's Musings, where we have a new guest for you, Yvonne Oswald, Dr. Yvonne Oswald. Welcome to Munira's Musings, Yvonne.
Thank you, Munira. Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be speaking with you.
You're welcome. This is Munira Musings, where stories become strategy and conversations turn into clarity. I'm Munira Zahabi, and I help entrepreneurs, authors, and coaches give your business a voice. Not a generic one, but a voice that's clear, confident, and impossible to ignore. Each week, I sit down with a leader, a builder, a visionary who is doing extraordinary work, navigating challenges, refining their message, and stepping boldly into their expertise. And together we unpack not just what they do, but how they think, how they communicate, and how they show up. Because you learn to articulate your story, your mission, and your value. We know that you just don't grow a business, you build influence. So grab your notebook, lean in, and let's give your business a voice with Dr. Yvonne. So Dr. Yvonne, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Dominican Republic.
There you go. So she is living the nomadic lifestyle. I know some of you are thinking about it, so you can ask questions about that too. So go ahead.
I'm English, as you can hear from the accent, and I've traveled all over the world. I ended up in Canada for 30 years. And while I was there, I got my PhD in clinical hypnosis. I've written 3 or 4 books now, and then the latest book's about to come out. And my goal was to actually make sure that people could release their own emotions by themselves. So the first book is Every Word Has Power. That was published by the Secret Publishers, and it's now in 11 languages. It's still doing really well. And then my new book is just about to be coming out. This has taken me 17 years from the first one to write. So it's like really, it's no more therapists. Your brain has the answer. Clear negative emotions in minutes, not years. So what struck me when I was learning hypnosis and NLP and training people was that talk therapy doesn't work. It literally, the statistics are 600 sessions gets you 28% of results. Alfred Barrios did a big study on it. Hypnosis gets you almost 96% results, 93% results after 6 sessions. So I was like, okay, I want to learn hypnosis then. And once I started on that track, I had to learn everything. So I've got double masters in hypnosis. I've got my PhD in clinical hypnosis. NLP is what I found worked for me because I had an abusive childhood, mental, physical, sexual, and physical. Then when I was, 12, my sister died. And my father turned around and said, I wish you died instead of her. She was 10. And from then on, I couldn't wait to get out of England. I just could not. And ended up traveling. I lived in South Africa. I lived in Portugal. Went to my teacher's training. So I was teaching everywhere. And then I realized that wasn't enough. It was the parents I had to get to, not the kids. The kids were great. It was the parents who needed help. And eventually, I started doing my hypnosis NLP work. And it was when I discovered the neuro-linguistic programming that everything changed in my life, because I'd done so many different breath work, past life regression. I'd done all sorts of things, talk therapy, you name it, I tried. And it cleared it for about 2 weeks. And then I'd be back to where I was. And I was like, but why is this not working? So I realized you had to get to the root cause to change things. And it became very easy from then on.
When you came to Canada and you started thinking about clinical depression, was that something that you knew you had, or how did you just dive into this?
I didn't even know I had any issues until I realized that everybody else wasn't the problem, it was me.
Isn't that usually the case?
I know. I was like, that man's so, this woman's so that. And then someone said, it could be you. And I'm like, what? I'm not
Right.
So yeah,
It can never be me. It can never
never
be
me. So
Yes.
literally, I worked 6 years on myself before I decided to have a baby, because I wanted to clear all my stuff and not take that into her life. It was really important to me then I wrote the book, Every Word Has Power, because I realized what I was saying to her was not good. I was using low energy words. I was doing particularly what my parents did with me. And I thought, this has to change. And I think she was about 3 or something like that, 2 or 3. And she was crying by my side, pulling my skirt. And I turned around and looked down at her, and I was just about to say, if you don't stop crying, I'll give you something to cry for. And I was like, how many other things have I said from my childhood that I'm not even aware of? So I stopped saying no. I did not say no for the first 3 years of her life. I said, how can we change that? Or I did alternatives. Let's find another way to do it. Or where can we go from here? How can we make sure it doesn't happen again? And no only became when it was non-negotiable, like crossing the road and holding my hand. So she knew that no was important rather than just no. Yeah.
And it's important. I see that happening a lot with the young mothers of today.
Yes.
Because they don't go no. My generation, your generation, we were told no so many times that it became a norm in our vocabulary for our kids. So I didn't learn that. I did not learn not to say no. But as I see my kids and my daughter-in-law, and they all taking care of their kids, I noticed that it's a different way of parenting, because it also helps psychologically with the kids.
It's way better. Yeah. You haven't got you're not putting the barriers up, the restrictions. And of course, before you're 7 years old, that's when it's the imprinting period, when everything that comes in is taken as real. So if someone tells you something, they're going to believe it. Okay. So it was really important to me to realize that low energy words like bad, hard, difficult actually lowered your immune system. Not only lowered your immune system, but also made you live in the limbic and amygdala, which we wanted to get to prefrontal cortex rather than that. So something like bad, you can say not good, because the unconscious mind only hears the keyword, it doesn't hear negatives. So if I say to you, don't think of a pink elephant, what did you think of straight away, right?
Pink elephant. Right.
So don't has to be a word that comes out of the parent's vocabulary completely, because don't touch that. The kid touches it because it hears touch it. Yeah. So when I started realizing that, I did so much research. My PhD took 7 years, and I thoroughly enjoyed doing it because I was researching. And then when I wrote the book and it came out, it's a bestseller in 11 languages now. And I kept thinking, I've no other book to write. And then I suddenly realized I've been teaching NLP and hypnosis to master's level to students. And I thought, how many more students can I teach? Not many. In 20 years, I'm not going to be able to teach that many that's going to make a difference. So I decided to write the book, this next book, on May the 14th. It's coming out for 99 cents on Kindle.
Right.
And I know, one day, 24 hours, I want to be number one. I need only 100 people to buy it to actually get to number one. So it's on Kindle, 99 cents on the 14th of May. And everything in that book is how to clear negative emotions, from children doing it to adults doing it to PTSD to depression. It's very safe. They're all safe exercises and techniques. So I invented 9 rapid release codes, and that's what I'm promoting. I really want everybody to know the 9 rapid release codes so you can clear a negative emotion in a minute.
So we talked about what we were pre-programmed and our parents were pre-programmed. Yeah. Do you think the next few generations who learn these techniques will not have this issue?
Yes, they'll still have issues. Your emotions are your survival mechanism, so you're going to have emotions. I still do work on myself because there are always surprising events that happen that you can't predict. And you suddenly go, oh, I haven't worked on betrayal before. However, I literally went straight to one of my techniques, cleared it in 2 minutes, gone. And depression is not what are you depressed about, but who are you angry at? It's very interesting. Yeah, it's about anger. It's not about depression. It's not about sadness. It's about who are you angry at. And if you can't express that anger, you pull it towards yourself. You become the person who is lowered by it.
So this is a very interesting subject because you talk about depression, you talk about the mind, then you talk about hypnosis. Now, what I've seen in hypnosis is you go to a show and the hypnosis makes you do many things, right?
Yeah.
So is that really that kind of a hypnosis, or what kind of hypnosis?
Same hypnosis, except he takes you much deeper. I love the hypnosis shows. If you ever get a chance to go on one, go on. They're fantastic fun. And he has to put you in deep trance to make you accept his suggestion and do what you want to do. So he'll say, come on the stage. If you follow his instruction to do everything he tells you to do, you'll end up in this wonderful place, which is deep hypnosis. And it's very much, you're in and out of hypnosis every 20 seconds. It's just a normal place to be. So just after you wake up, when you're in that nice kind of soporific place, that's hypnosis. It's a state of alpha. And in that state, you'll take suggestions, and it's just, we do suggestion therapy with that. I usually do the hypnosis at the end of an NLP session so that I can lock in the changes. And it's just go to a safe place in nature, go deeper and deeper, relax now, and then you ask the unconscious mind to preserve everything that we've been doing. And it has no option but to do that. So it's your conscious mind that puts the blocks up. It's, if you think of it, I always think of it like a bridge, and the conscious mind's here and the unconscious mind's there. And you're trying to get an idea over the bridge to the unconscious mind, I want to be rich. And the conscious mind at this end of the bridge says, no, you can't. Remember your mother said money doesn't grow on trees. And it just puts the stop up. What we have to do is confuse that conscious mind or get it into a place where it doesn't care anymore, which is the hypnosis. It's like, it's not sleep. You still hear me, you still feel everything. And literally the hypnosis takes you into a place where you can change the program instead of actually just blocking the bridge all the way. And while the conscious mind's busy going, what's going on? The unconscious mind's just, throw me the ball, I'll change the program. It's very happy to change it.
So then we've heard Napoleon Hill talk about the unconscious mind and the conscious mind, and that's more thought leaders are talking about it. Why is it so difficult? Why do we have to use a practitioner like you? Why can't we do it ourselves? And I've tried it. I'm just being very honest about it, asking you this question, because why is it so hard to, like you said, cross the bridge when money doesn't grow on trees is still a belief that's rooted? How we know it doesn't grow on trees?
Yeah, it's because the unconscious mind's running the program that you were programmed before you were 7 years old. You hear 150,000 negatives before you're 7, and that program's still running in the background. And the conscious mind's only 10%, but it forms limiting beliefs. And once it's formed a limiting belief, it's stuck in that model, that mold. And we have to unwind the limiting belief first and then cross the bridge to the and change the program. The two commands that the unconscious mind needs are release the root cause of this emotion, or belief, preserve the positive lessons. Those are the only two commands it needs to change its mind, to change the program. And you have to be in a receptive state to do that.
Now, if I had not met you, and I wanted to remove the root unconscious belief that's been rooted in me, how would I do that?
You'd have to do a lot of work on yourself. You'd have to read a lot of books. Reading books doesn't help. You need someone to give you techniques to clear the emotions. And there are very easy techniques that I use. All my techniques, so you can just read the script and record it and listen back. And it really does. During the hypnosis, I've got probably about 150 scripts or something like that. I wrote no negatives at all. So when you listen to a hypnosis MP3, you're actually raising your vibration. So it was below the vibration of 200, that's when you're in that depressed state and you can get physically ill. Up to 700, if you're 700 vibrating, if you're vibrating very high and very happy, that's when nothing can get to you. So we want to keep going back to that neutral point, you need to learn to get to neutral first before you can then get happy. You've got to clear and the negative emotions are there for a very good reason. It's your survival mechanism. So if, in the old days, in the jungle, if it's a beautiful day, the sun's shining, the birds are singing, and then the leaves rustle, you need to be looking at the leaves in case it's a lion or a tiger. So you program for negative. 80% of your self-talk is negative. So that's my work this lifetime, is to make people realize that they can at least reduce it to 55%. They don't need to live in the 80% of misery. And it just needs you not, me telling you something isn't going to work. That's what talk therapy does. It makes you analyze it, makes you understand it. It doesn't clear the root cause, though. It doesn't get to the why you made that decision at that time.
Now, you spoke about, this is wonderful, but you spoke about vibration.
Yes.
Now, how does one know they're vibrating and at what speed?
If you feel good, you're vibrating high. If you don't feel good, you're vibrating low.
Okay, so that's one way to analyze it. Okay.
Yeah.
But then you have to, when they say you have to go up on vibration, are you supposed to be feeling good all the time?
No. Life's a roller coaster. People want to be happy, and you can't be happy because it's such a temporary thing, right? Happiness comes in little bits, not all the time. The idea is to be content, is to be satisfied, is to be, if something happens, you don't go overreacting it back to your 3-year-old child who hasn't resolved it yet. Because what happens is so many things happen before you're 7 that you don't have the understanding, you don't have the clear picture of what's going on, you don't have the information. So in NLP we say there's no such thing as failure, there's only insufficient information. If I'm teaching you how to make a cake and I haven't given you the right instructions, you won't make the cake. If I've given you the correct instructions, you'll make the cake beautifully, right? Simple as that. So people make a big thing about how complicated the mind is, and it's not complicated. It's a super simple device. It's like a computer. And all those negative emotions, it's hanging on to them, thinking there's a threat happening still. And we just need to say the threat's over, it's okay, you can release it now. It's basically, in hypnosis, you can give your unconscious mind a suggestion and it will follow through with doing whatever you say is done, unless there's a threat to self. It will jump in and it doesn't have any thoughts, it doesn't have any feelings. So if you type fairies into a computer, you're going to get thousands of sites on fairies. Do fairies exist? Who knows? But the internet believes it does. Same with the unconscious mind. It believes whatever the conscious mind tells it, or other people, of course, before you're 7. And it's just responding to that old program. We're just changing, we're redirecting, we're rewiring the emotions with NLP. It's magic.
You said for me to change my thinking, that takes a lot of work. If I was to work with you, when do I see the results? A year, 6 months?
That's the same day. About a 4-hour session will make someone literally, depression, PTSD is the simplest thing to get rid of. It's really easy to clear PTSD. I've got a beautiful technique that it's not in the book because it would be take too long to teach. However, PTSD, sexual abuse for sure, because a lot of people have been sexually abused. And if you've been sexually abused, I always tell my students, if you hear the words helpless, hopeless, that means they've got suicidal thoughts. And typically anybody who's been sexually abused has helpless, hopeless, and suicidal thoughts. To me, what I always do, I say, send me 3 pages of whatever, your life story, please. I want the story up front. I don't want to talk about the story during the session. I'm bored with that story. I've heard it a million times. And it's the same story every time. I needed more hugging. I need to be loved. I need to be told how wonderful I was. I need recognition. I need to be acknowledged. I need people to be proud of me. I need to be my whole self, the full me. And what's very interesting is people don't know how to do that because they've been conditioned by parenting or not good parenting or other people, even teachers at school, even their friends when they're teenagers, they're being bullied, right? So the big ones are actually super easy to clear. I can do that in an hour or so. It's the small ones. It's those small niggly ones like anxiety, which is a future-based emotion. And it's because we've been overparented. Don't do that. Be careful about that. You'll get a cold if you do that. And it's like that, I'll have to be careful of everything happening instead of saying, you're safe, it's good, you'll do it. You'll pass this exam. I've got your back. So it's like that parent is supposed to be, and teachers and everyone else, you're supposed to be the keeper of the sacred space. And the keeper of the sacred space doesn't say, I think you should do this. The keeper of the sacred space says, how would you like me to help you? What do you need from me? That's it. That's the parent's job. It's not to do this all the time and instruct. And particularly with their punishment, I don't like the idea of punishment at all. It teaches them to lie. It teaches them not to tell you the truth anymore if you punish someone for telling the truth. So it's okay, that happened. How can we change that? I used to say, what do you think I should do now? My child was caught. She came home, she said, Mom, I was bullying at school. And I said, oh, and I'd never punished her in her life. And I said, I think this deserves a punishment. I said, what do you think I should do? And she said, lock me in my room, send me up to my room. And I'm like, okay, go try that. She went up to her room, and 10 minutes later, she popped her head out and she said, can I come out now? And I went, uh-huh. I said, did you learn anything? She said, yeah. She said, I wasn't nice to people. She said, I'm going to not do that again. That was it. She taught herself. Right? So you've got to be a little inventive. You've got to be creative around children to make sure that they still feel safe while knowing that they can't go across that line.
Well, this was very interesting. Thank you so much. Now, so you said, and you showed us the book. So I'm going to go back to the book. You have a book coming out on May 15th.
May 14th. No More Therapists. It's on Kindle. It's not a real book. It's on Kindle. No More Therapists. Your brain has the answer. And it just says, clear negative emotions in minutes, not years. And there's a 7-day rapid mind rewire. So this is how you can help yourself. When you said, well, how do I get through a course? It's all in the book. I put everything I know about how to clear emotions in the book, because I was thinking, I want the world to know this. I don't want anybody to go through what I went through as a child. That was horrendous. My goal is that if we can get an adult to read it and then to teach their kids how to do 2 or 3 of the release codes, kids can do. They're really simple.
I'm looking forward to the book.
Do we have time now to do one quick, simple trick?
Please.
Yes. Okay, cool. So frustration is super easy to clear. Frustration, everybody's frustrated every single day. You were frustrated today with everything going on, right? So you've got a good example to think of. So go ahead.
Just for context, she's talking about the fact that I had to go drop my grandkids to school today, and my grandson forgot his backpack in my car. So I had to go back to the school and deliver the backpack. And now the schools are like a lockdown. So you have to go through the hoops to get to the, so the schools here are very closed. You can't just give a backpack to somebody and say, go give it to them. Yeah. You have to go to the front office, give it to the front office. They'll call the child to the office and give it to them. It's just a lot of hoops, right? Yeah. So that took about 10, 15 minutes. I come back home and the main computer isn't working. So that's
good. So we've got a lot of frustration things happening.
Yes, already in 1/2 hour, we already have this much.
That's why we're here today, to show you how easy it is to clear.
Let's do this.
So think of the most frustrating moment. The unconscious mind doesn't work with generic. It works with one-off events. And once you clear that one-off event, the rest of them will domino effect and get rid. So when was the most frustrating point of that for you? Was it
He called me to say that he left the backpack in the car.
Cool. So good. Close your eyes. And I'd like you to think, where are you holding that frustration in your body, in your physical body?
In my head.
In your head? Right. Make it a shape and a color. What color and shape is it?
It's red and it's a box.
A red box. Twirl it clockwise or counterclockwise. Which way would it like to go? Clockwise. Now pop it out of your head, in front of your head. So now it's going counterclockwise, and make it a different shape and a different color. What different shape and color can you make it?
It's a circle in a blue.
What was the original color?
Red and a box.
Yeah, good. So the blue circle that's going anti-clockwise, pop it back into your head, click your fingers to lock it in, and then open your eyes. And now try to think about that moment and try to be frustrated. You won't find it, it's neutral.
That's easy.
Isn't it easy? That's exactly it. It's the quickest one. You can teach kids to do it. It's really simple. And it's like instant release. And you can't, and use the word try, because try means failure. If we use the word try, it says you won't get there. Yeah, it's very, very interesting when you actually get to the point where you go, oh, so I can clear this negative emotion real fast. And of course, I really studied a lot before I discovered hypnosis. And when someone said to me, if you like hypnosis, you'll love NLP. And I'm like, what's NLP? And it's about communication strategies and how to make people like you, et cetera, et cetera. There's a heck of a lot more to it than just emotions. But my focus being emotions, I suddenly realized that a lot of the exercises we were doing can be used for a lot of different things. That little exercise I did for you was actually in NLP, we use it to make people not like chocolate. which is crazy. I know we can get rid of your cravings. And I thought, if we can get rid of cravings with that way, why can't we get rid of emotions too? And we can. So all the exercises I've re-engineered, and I've just scripted things so you can just read it into your phone, record it, and then Bob's your uncle, listen back, and your unconscious mind clears it instantly.
This has been one interesting conversation.
Yeah. And here's the thing, Munira, if it doesn't clear, it means you didn't name the emotion properly. That's all.
That's the trick.
It clears whatever you're working on, but it didn't actually clear the emotion because you didn't give it the right name. I'm just going to show you quickly how many negative emotions there are, because it's so funny. This is how many negative emotions there are.
Oh, wow.
You want to see how many positive emotions there are?
Half a page. Oh.
That's it.
So,
that's the
Dr. Yvonne, where do we find you? If anybody is listening and they want to find you, how do they find you?
Great. You can go to my website. It's Global Welcome, GLOBAL, Global Welcome.com. And of course, you can find me on YouTube. My YouTube channel's got a lot of exercises that you can go to. Meet your spirit guide, get rid of anxiety, go for prosperity. I've posted, I think, over 100 videos for free. I want my work to get out there. I'm not really, I guess I should be super money oriented, but I love my work so much. I just want to help everybody. So it's globalwelcome.com, or you can text me. I don't mind being contacted on WhatsApp, actually. So if you go to the website and see my phone, you can actually phone me on WhatsApp and just make an appointment and just do a 4-hour session or a 2-hour session. Yeah, it's super stuff.
That's amazing. That's a wrap for today's episode of Munira's Musings. If something in this episode and conversation resonated with you, please don't let it stay as an inspiration. Turn it into an implementation. Write it down. Refine your message. Start speaking about what you do with clarity and conviction. And if you're ready to continue learning how to give your business a voice, make sure you subscribe and tap the bell icon so you're notified every time a new episode drops. Remember, your story matters, your expertise matters, your voice matters. Until next time, keep showing up, keep refining your message, keep building a business that sounds like you. I'll see you in the next episode with another guest and another conversation. Dr. Yvonne, I am so thankful that we had this conversation.
Thank you so much, Munira. I thoroughly enjoyed you.